All right, guys, reading out of the middle of Mark 8. And Jesus went on with his disciples to the villages of Caesarea Philippi. And on the way, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" And they told him, "John the Baptist, and others say Elijah, and others one of the prophets." And he asked them, "But who do you say I am?" Peter answered him, "You're the Christ." And he strictly charged them to tell no one about him. This is hilarious. Jesus is hilarious. Kind of a diva. Just kidding, Jesus. Jesus is like, "Hey guys, what do people say about me? Like, what are they saying? Like, oh, you're like John the Baptist, or some people think you're Elijah, or some people think you're one of the prophets." And he's like, "Okay, but who do you say I am?" And Peter's like, "You're the Christ. You're the one we've all been waiting for. You're the one that's been prophesied about. You're the chosen one, the hero." And Jesus is like, "Shh, don't you tell anybody." And Peter is absolutely right. Nobody else knows who Jesus is yet. They don't understand what he is. And Peter knows. He has this secret. He realizes in the history of everything that's happening, this is the guy that everyone is waiting for. Our past generations have been waiting for this dude. Kind of a big deal. So Peter tells them the truth. You're the Christ. You're the chosen one. And Jesus is like, "You don't tell anybody that." How confusing. This is such a funny dynamic, and you see this dynamic with the disciples on a few occasions in the Gospels. And it's an interesting thing in the kingdom. Secrets in the kingdom are so interesting. Secrets in relationship, secrets in the light are such an interesting thing, because the very nature of the light, of light itself, phos is the Greek word for light, meaning sunshine, openness, the public, being made for all to see, made known for all to see or know. The very idea of that is that things are exposed or revealed, and that's a very obvious and distinct and articulated dynamic of light in the Bible. However, Jesus, being Mr. Light himself, has secrets, and he's intentional and firm about what should not be revealed yet. He's constantly telling people he's healing, "Don't tell them I did this. Don't tell them this happened. Don't even go in that village." Blah, blah, blah. Like, don't tell them. Say nothing to anyone. He's constantly telling people this, which is such an interesting dynamic. And here's one of the rubs. The reason Jesus has to instruct Peter not to say anything is because Jesus leads in freedom. He can't control what Peter does, and Peter could still tell people, and Jesus wouldn't stop him. But Jesus is like, do not tell people, because of what Jesus knows, right? So we've got some interesting leadership dynamics here. The leader is like, don't share this stuff, because the leader knows things that his disciples don't know yet. He knows that when this gets out and it's exposed, he's gonna die. They're gonna kill him. And he wants to help and participate and contribute, and he wants that time to come at the appropriate time, and to accelerate it or to push it to be promoted before its time would be inappropriate and whatever, right? So Jesus is aware of dynamics and things that Peter does not know about. So he's instructing him, do not reveal this stuff. You guys, when your leaders tell you not to do something, when they're coming from a place of love and they're walking with the Lord, it's prudent to listen to them, because man, they know things that they can't tell you, and it would defile something for them to reveal stuff to you to get you to do what they want, right? Which is an interesting thing. So trust is such a necessary component for healthy dynamics between leaders and followers. And then as a follower, when you're a leader, as a leader, when you are, handling all these interesting dynamics and leading your people, it's so important not to control our people, but to empower them and operate in a spirit of freedom, and to teach them how to conduct themselves and manage sensitive information. It's not to just never tell them, not to let them know that. You've got your people that are close to you, you're giving your life to them, you're revealing stuff. It's important that they get to know those things, and then it's important to teach and instruct them how to manage and conduct themselves with that precious information, not to withhold it from them entirely. Jesus could have just not let the guys know anything, right? But he's like, I don't call you slaves anymore, I call you friends, because slaves don't know what their master's doing, right? But friends know, they talk about their plans. So Jesus, in freedom and in friendship, reveals who he is and what he's like to his friends, to that proximity, that intimacy. And then he teaches them how to manage that kind of access. Beautiful. Freedom is necessary. Maturity, walking in it, doing it well, stewarding it, also necessary. We don't want to do without either of these.